please hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, the Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live.
Hey everybody, it's time for another first round series preview here in the 2020 NHL playoffs, and today we're going to be talking about the St. Louis Blues versus the Vancouver Canucks. Before I fully get into it, I just ask that you please hit that subscribe button if you're new, and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already, as those likes really help out a lot and are very much appreciated. But Vancouver and St. Louis, this is going to be a very good series, guys. I'm excited about this one. St. Louis is your defending Stanley Cup champions. They won the Cup last season. That feels like forever ago now, but it was just last year. In Vancouver, we know about the Canucks. They're coming out of a rebuild. They're one of these young, jumpstart, up-and-coming teams. They had a pretty good showing in the qualifying round against the Minnesota Wild. They did lose the first game, but came back and won 3 straight. Really started to play like the way that the Canucks should be playing, and overall, I think looked pretty darn good in that qualifying round. So this is going to be an interesting series. This is certainly going to be a hard-fought series. I think it's going to be a long series, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see these two teams go at it. Let's start looking at some stats here, starting with the Blues. 42, 19, and 10 in the regular season, 94 points on the year, which was first in the Western Conference. They were the top seed before the round robin. Unfortunately, went 0-2-1 in the round robin and dropped from the 1 seed all the way down to the 4 seed in the West, which has them matched up against the now 5 seed Vancouver team, and what's going to be a very difficult and hard-fought matchup for the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis scored 3.14 goals for per game during the regular season, which was 14th in the NHL, so pretty middle-of-the-road offense there. Definitely not bad, but not spectacular either. However, they were very good defensively, giving up just 2.68 goals against per game, which was 5th in the league. So middle-of-the-pack offensively, but a top 5 team defensively, and that's really how they win games, is keeping the puck out of their own net. They had a spectacular power play this year. 24.3% on the man advantage this season, which was 3rd in the NHL, so a top 3 power play, and a lot of their offense does come from their power play. And when they get a man advantage opportunity, they really go all in on trying to take advantage of that and getting a power play goal. Penalty kill, though, not nearly as good. 79.3% on the PK for the Blues. 18th in the NHL. Obviously not great there from them on the PK. Not terrible, not like they're in 25th or anything like that, but definitely the lower half of middle of the road as far as the penalty is concerned. So they're a team that needs to stay out of the penalty box. If they don't stay out of the box, they're going to give up goals, and that's going to be a problem. It's just as much as you need to stay out of the box against them because their power play is so lethal, they need to stay out of the box themselves because their penalty kill is not all that great. We had a tie for the team lead in goal scoring this year. Brayden Schenn and David Perron both scored 25 goals on the season, and that led the team. Ryan O'Reilly led the way in points with 61 points on the season. Another spectacular year from Ryan O'Reilly. His second with the Blues, and he has been outstanding in a St. Louis Blues uniform. And the penalty minute leader for St. Louis is actually David Perron. That's definitely not who you would think your first choice would be, but Perron led the team with 52 penalty minutes this season, and that was first on the Blues. Switching over now to Vancouver, the Canucks went 36, 27, and 6 on the season this year, 78 points in the Western Conference, but they are coming off a 3-1 series victory over the Minnesota Wild in 4 games, where they dropped game 1 but went on to win 3 straight, and really looked good against the Wild and did what they needed to do to win and advance there. Good offensive team, scoring 3.25 goals for per game, 8th in the league, so a top 10 offense in Vancouver, obviously led by Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser, Bo Horvat, Tyler Toffoli, Tanner Pearson. They've got a really good offensive group that can score a lot of goals and put the puck in the net. Defensively, not quite as good. Gave up 3.10 goals against per game, which is 19th in the league. So definitely an area that they can be beaten is in the goals against department. They do give up a decent number of goals, but when you have an offense like they have, a lot of times they can just flat out outscore their opponent. Their power play, very, very good. 24.2% on the man advantage, which is 4th in the NHL this season. Right behind St. Louis's power play by 0.1%. So lethal on the man advantage in Vancouver. Obviously, a lot of their offense does come from those power play opportunities. And their penalty kill operated at 80.5% on the PK, 16th in the league. So pretty mid-pack there as far as the penalty kill is concerned, but definitely not terrible. Their leading goal scorers this year was a tie between JT Miller and Elias Pettersson. Both guys had 27 goals on the season, and that was enough to lead the Canucks. JT Miller led the team in points with 72 points this year. Obviously, it was a huge breakout season for him, and he's a guy that really became a crucial part of that offense, and a guy who's now playing a first-line role and really, living up to his potential and being the player that people have been waiting to see JT Miller break out and become. And finally, leader in penalty minutes on the year was Alex Edler, the defenseman, with 62 penalty minutes on the season. Vancouver's got some good toughness in that lineup, but it is rather spread out. They don't have, one guy that's just racking up loads of penalty minutes. Michael Furland missed most of the season. He likely would have been the penalty minute leader if he had played, but he only was limited to 14 games this season. He's had major injury issues, so Edler led the team in penalty minutes. As far as predictions are concerned, this might be a little surprising to some people, but I am actually going with the Vancouver Canucks in this series. I'm saying Canucks in 7, mostly because Vancouver is a young, hungry team, just coming out of that rebuild, looking to turn into a real contender in the Western Conference, looking to take that next step. And St. Louis, not only did they not look great in the round robin, where they did not even win a game in the round robin, but just the going back to back in general is so difficult and almost never happens. The only back-to-back Stanley Cup wins we've seen in recent memory are 2016 and 2017 with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Other than that, you have to go back to the 90s before you see another instance of a team going back-to-back in the NHL. It just doesn't happen all that often. I don't think the Blues are going to win this year. Could they go deeper into the playoffs? Absolutely. Could they win this series? Absolutely. But Vancouver could definitely win this series as well. And they're a team to watch. I want to see how those young guys play going up against the defending champs, a top team like the Blues. And I think Vancouver is young and hungry enough to knock off the Blues. And the Blues, might be looking at an earlier than expected exit here. But I certainly don't have them going to the Stanley Cup again. But I think Vancouver has a legitimate shot to knock them off. So I am going to take the Canucks here in 7 games, long, hard-fought series, but at the end, the young and hungry Canucks team knock off the defending champs. We get another year where the defending champ does not go back-to-back and win again, which is the norm in the NHL. And Vancouver gets maybe a little bit of a surprise series win here. But that's going to do it for this one, guys, for this series preview. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.